What's up, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Between the Cons. My name is Chris, and with me today, the Ginger Giant. That was weak. Or maybe the volume's down in my headphones.
We didn't see the thing go up and down very much.
I mean, you maxed out a little.
They've been stronger in the past, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Compared to previous performances.
I can do it again if you want.
Yeah, go for it. That's better. That's what we like. That's what we like to hear. Anyways, welcome back to the show, Kyle. Welcome back to the show, listeners. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining.
You're why we do this.
Yeah, you are. I mean, sort of. We do it a lot for ourselves, too.
A lot.
It is a huge, I don't want to say ego stroke. It's mainly selfish, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Because we get to do whatever we want and talk about whatever we want, and then make other people listen to it, which is fun.
They don't have to listen if they don't want.
They don't have to.
But you are here right now listening, so.
We win. Tushy. Isn't that Tushy?
Yeah, I think you got it right.
Touchy?
That's it.
That's
That's actually it.
Nailed it. Anyways, we have a pineapple episode for you, so we're going to jump into that. Deliver the nerdy news. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We're gonna have a pineapple situation. What should I do?
Pineapple.
The word that cannot be spoken.
Pineapple.
Just want to say pineapple. If
Pineapples are fun. My dad used to
Pineapple.
throw them at me.
Pineapple.
Seriously? Wow.
If you are into fantasy literature at all, you know who Brandon Sanderson is.
Pineapple.
You can't pineapple my pineapple section.
I can. But that would be the worst. If you're into fantasy literature, you know Brandon Sanderson. Anyways, moving on with the rest of the show.
Well, I'll continue to talk. The acclaimed author of Mistborn, the Mistborn trilogy, and then the second trilogy that wasn't as good, and and now the Stormlight Archive. The third book of the Stormlight Archive is coming out in November. If I remember correctly, it's November 17th, I believe. I pre-ordered my book, but we'll get to that in a second. What I was really excited about was that he came out with a novella, a 250-page novella.
That is not a novella.
It's like 2 chapters in Brandon Sanderson world.
Well, yeah, but just because his definition of novella is different doesn't make it right.
That's fair. That's fair. The book is called Edge Dancer, and it came out about 2 weeks ago, and I ordered it, and I devoured it in 2 sittings. It was amazing. It's a look into...
That's an average of 125 pages a sitting.
Yeah. Good, quick math. Chris?
Nailed it.
We're nailing a lot of things tonight.
That's not true.
Anyway, Edge Dancer, if you like Brandon Sanderson, go pick it up. It is a very different type of story, I suppose, while staying in the Stormlight Archive storyline. We have learned a lot of different about a lot of different types of people who can control Stormlight in the series, and people called Edge Dancers are introduced in this story. It's about a little girl who is discovering her powers and her mission in the world. So it's really good. You can get it for like $9 on Amazon. We'll include the link to that and the link to pre-order Oathbringer in the show notes if you want. Use our code.
We can do that.
We can.
Use our site. BetweenTheCons.com/Amazon will get you there. And we'll have the links.
Yeah.
So
And
you guys can just click them.
it's $20 right now instead of $37 when it comes out for like a really big hardback. So it's a good price reduction.
I hate you. Don't ever do that again.
Price reduction, and I did it again. So yeah, go check it out. I'm really excited for that third book, and Edge Dancer is a great little holdover. Pineapple.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to go beat the crap out of Kyle for saying price reduction again. No. So this is not my pineapple point, but I kind of tuned out while you were talking because I already heard this spiel on Saturday. And I was updating apps on my phone, and the app that we use to publish to our social media accounts just published a fix. Version 4.2.4. We now support all iPhone devices. For me, that's hilarious. Because why the redundant verbiage in iPhone devices? We now support all iPhones.
Yep.
Done. Why do you need to say iPhone devices?
I think maybe they are
Does the guy who
equating Apple and iPhone.
do the guy
Because it wouldn't be redundant if they said Apple
iOS devices?
iOS devices or Apple devices.
But
That would be a broader...
is the guy that writes their update log
The guy
like
developing their
60?
app, because he shouldn't be.
Like 60?
Right.
Because that's the equivalent of saying I'm going to go out on Facebook. Go out to the universe, to outer space on Facebooks.
I don't
thought
feel as passionately about this.
I got a
as you
good
do.
giggle from it.
So I'm just going to let you take this one.
I got a good giggle from it. But the real thing I wanted to talk about, Venom, the Spider-Man spin-off movie that Sony's putting out, has started shooting. Started shooting on Monday. The official account for the movie posted a photo to the tweet machine, and
Sure did.
that photo had Tom Hardy. So if for some reason, despite Tom Hardy saying that he was in it, you doubted, you're an idiot, because now we know for certain that he's in it.
You're an idiot.
I'm an idiot. You're an idiot. This is cool. So my wife just walked up and she just put a bunch of Harry Potter houses patches in front of me because we're going to a Harry Potter murder mystery
Of
birthday
course
party.
you are. Can I crash that party?
Sure, it's not my party. It's our friend Mike. He comes to quiz. He's a good dude. He and his wife Molly, they're super cool people. Having a Harry Potter murder mystery party.
That sounds amazing.
And my wife ordered patches for all the houses, and it came with a Hogwarts patch as well, just like the school logo crest. There we go. But the Slytherin patch is much smaller.
40% smaller than the rest.
Yeah, definitely not even half the size. And it doesn't even look the same. Like, it doesn't have, like, this border. That's dumb.
What house are you?
Me? I'm a Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Of course.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm a Ravenclaw.
You would be a Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
Every nerd is a Ravenclaw, except for those of us that are outgoing.
Yes. She gave me the Ravenclaw patch.
Kyle just got a Ravenclaw patch on the show.
Oh my gosh.
He just flipped it over and rubbed his thumbs
I'm
over
gonna
the silk
put
part.
it on everything.
The silky part. That's
only
not how
put it-
patches
I can only
work.
put it on one thing.
You're gonna put a piece of two-sided tape on the back?
This is
that what's
definitely
gonna
like a
happen?
shoulder patch.
Put it on that polo. That would look terrible.
This Lululemon polo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that more expensive than it needs to be polo.
Amy got it for like 50% off.
Still more expensive than it needs to be polo.
It's fair. This pineapple point has gotten
Way out of hand.
way out of hand.
So in case you forgot what I was talking about, because I literally just had to look at the show sheet to remind myself what I was talking about.
Yep.
Venom started shooting on Monday. Tom Hardy is in the photo. Nothing really cool about the photo. More just cool about the announcement that it started shooting on Monday.
Other than it's Tom Hardy.
And it's Tom Hardy.
He's like super cool.
Yeah, and he's playing a character that I'm really interested to see the timeline for Venom, how that all works. But for those of you that might not remember, we talked about it on the show. Venom is going to be an R-rated horror movie. So it's going to kind of create a new, kind of forge its own path in the superhero genre, creating the superhero horror subgenre, or supervillain horror subgenre, I guess. And it's slated to come out October next year. So we got about a year to sit on our hands to see how that's going to turn out.
I know that's what I'm gonna do. Sit on my hands.
Just sit on my hands in the back of a closet and wait for this movie to come out. But I'm really interested. I'm sure we'll talk about it a lot more as things go on, production, post, marketing, etc. Movie life cycles. But I'm interested, and that's about as much as you'll get from me until I start seeing stuff for the movie. Pineapple.
Speaking of superhero movies going in different directions.
You made that segue way too hard.
I know. I didn't think about what I was gonna say before I said it.
This podcast.
Chris just said pineapple. So the thing that I wrote down on the show notes for this
it just says something about Thor? Question mark.
About Thor? Question mark. I intended to go back and give it a better title. I wanted to make sure and talk about Thor because Thor comes out on November 2nd.
Should we talk about Thor?
Should we talk about Thor? So like, I'm excited.
Yep.
The things that are being said about the movie, I think, cause hesitancy in my mind. Because I'm hearing a lot of insanely funny, in quotation marks, like in articles written about the movie.
Well, there's a lot that I've seen that says, like, the movie is funny, but it kind of lacks heart.
Kind of lacks heart. Apparently, the plot is a little bit like all jumpy. They're jumping all over the place because there's a lot of different locations in the actual film.
What did they call it? A cosmic road trip buddy movie or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. The plot's apparently a little thin. I guess, I don't know. I wanted to gauge your excitement about the film because I'm really excited to see it, and I'm excited to laugh at the characters. And I really like Thor. I just don't know why. I don't know why there's this like speed bump in my heart about this movie.
I am very excited about it. I'm excited to see a lot of the characters, the new aspects that they're bringing to the movie. I'm excited to see Hela. I'm excited to see Valkyrie. I'm definitely excited to see Loki back in the MCU.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's been a minute since we've gotten some Loki. Right. That all being said, the movie's still sitting at 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, so like, maybe I don't have any reason to feel this way. I don't know.
Maybe those reviews that you're reading are like the super critical D-bags
right.
of the critique world.
Right. An article I read today was like, essentially the point was superhero movies got really dark for a little while. And then all of a sudden, there comes this really funny...
Over the top, funny...
And so it's a little bit
even
like...
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was pretty dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very dark in some places. so much so that you were
it
like...
It was made very light of.
Yes.
But it was insanely dark.
Insanely. Anyway, so then they were like... now comes along this happy-go-lucky buddy travel movie where it's just funny all the time and not a whole lot of plot. So I guess that's the most recent thing I read. So that's why I'm feeling hesitant because I'm reactive.
Sure.
But anyway, still really excited to see it. Can't wait. I mean,
yeah, and I'm reading some of the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes right now, and they're all saying like, yes, this is fun. It's a fun movie. It's blah blah blah. This one right here from the Associated Press says Thor Ragnarok is the most fun of the Thor movies by a long shot, but it is still very much a Thor movie for better or worse.
Okay.
But they gave it a fresh rating.
Yeah.
So, and that's a top critic on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's like, I mean, can it be as bad as Dark World? I think is the real question.
Right.
Despite its funniness. At a 98%, it's definitely way better than Dark World.
Yes.
So, I'm excited. I'm expecting a Ant-Man-esque kind of movie.
Okay.
Like,
I could get into that.
It's going to have its serious points, but for
like
the most...
Hela killing everyone.
Yeah. Like that. But for the most part, it's going to be a joke machine.
Right.
Like, it's going to be all laughs and giggles. I think Thor will have gone through so much, like, mental stress.
Yeah.
That having Hulk around. Is going to be like that security blanket kind of thing, and he's going to kind of loosen up under that. But he's always kind of been like a backhanded jokester anyways.
Right. Anyway, we talked about Thor.
We did. We said something about Thor. This is true.
So, Pineapple, I guess.
Apple News. So this is the app that I actually wanted to talk about on Pineapple. The earlier thing was just circumstantial.
Right.
Apple News is where I go to read up on everything happening.
Yeah.
In this fandom. You can change the like you can select your favorites for topics that you want to read about. You can like dislike entire topics. So like I disliked Donald Trump and I never see anything about Donald Trump.
Thank goodness.
Like it is the best delivery system for news for this podcast, for the fandom. I don't use it for anything other than nerd news because it's intelligent. So as you open and read articles,
right,
it starts to show you more of those articles. Like one time I looked up fantasy football.
And you got nothing but football for like a week.
80% of the feed was fantasy football, and it was all the same articles, just with different titles by different writers.
Yep.
But I love Apple News. I love it. I have it on my iPad. I have it on my iPhone. I use it constantly. Apple News now has ads. Correction. Apple News now has an ad that shows every 4 articles. For those of you not familiar with Apple News, how it works is it just shows you headlines, and then you scroll through the headlines and open whichever ones you want. It's a really sleek, really light interface. I saw this ad for a high a credit card, like a low interest credit card.
Yes.
Probably 20 times. And it comes up every 4 or 5 headlines, and it's super frustrating. And that's all I really had to say is I hate that now. Cuz this is the thing that I use for everything. I use it for all of my nerdy news personally. So I can regurgitate that to our
right.
beloved listeners.
Right.
And
they're messing with your tool, man.
And they ruined it. Why? What? You can let anyone publish on Apple News. Why do you have to put ads in there? And why do they take up half the screen on my iPhone 7 Plus when it's the same height as any other article, but there's padding on either side? It's
the money,
super
man.
frustrating.
It's all about the money, man.
I hate it. But that's it. I hate it. Apple. Apple, fix Apple News. Take the ads back. I don't want it. I hate it. Love Chris. Pineapple.
His face got really serious in the middle of that. And I can't start my my pineapple segment correctly. So it feels like I talk about The Dark Knight a lot, and I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, you do.
I want to be that guy, but I don't want to be that guy because it's just a movie, and it has its faults. But I learned some cool stuff this week, and Christian Bale was recently interviewed, and he recalled the first scene. You guys may know this. I don't know. I'm just going to talk about it. The first scene he and Heath Ledger shot together for the movie.
Yep.
It was when they're in the cell, and
The cell or
Joker,
the interrogation room?
the interrogation room, the prison cell that Batman is interrogating the Joker.
Got it.
It's after the Joker kidnaps what's her name and puts her in a room.
Rachel.
Right. And then, so Batman has to choose who to go save. And then he chooses wrongly. That's the whole season. I do that voice a little bit too well. So I'm not gonna do it.
Rachel, where are the drugs going? I don't have a sock to put in my mouth, so my impersonation's not as good as it could be.
Right, yeah. The first scene they did together was that moment where Batman is holding the Joker right up to his face. And apparently Heath Ledger asked Christian Bale to actually hit him. There's a scene where he punches him and then he throws him up against the wall. Mm-hmm. And they had filmed that interaction a couple times before that. And then right after that, Heath is like, dude, you got to hit me. He had been throwing him, like vaulting himself into the wall and actually broke tiles on the set.
Right.
That's not like that. They didn't.
That's not 3D
design
polish.
that to happen. They like cocked the things into the wall, and he was launching himself into the wall. And he's like, dude, you got to punch me. I just think that's like
It's crazy.
incredible. And one of the most incredible things about it is that there are intense scenes between those two people that happen in the movie before that scene.
Right.
They haven't filmed a scene together yet.
Right.
That is the zenith.
Yeah.
That is the tipping point for the third act.
Right.
Like they're about to launch into the end of the movie. Mm-hmm. And there is that scene's been described a million different ways by a million different writers. But I don't know, it just blew my mind to like
that's how you guys started out this relationship. That's how
you started the relationship. Christian Bale, a super buff Christian Bale,
right.
220-pound dude, punches Heath Ledger in this first scene that they filmed together, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's literally one of the most amazing scenes in that whole movie.
But I think it works because they're both method actors.
Sure. Yeah.
And like they're probably both, at least in some capacity, in the mindset of their characters.
Yeah.
So he said it and he was like, yeah, cool.
Yep, I'll do it.
So I get it. I get it from where they're coming from. It is crazy though. I agree.
Who's your favorite Joker?
Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah. I was thinking about that today, and I recently watched The Killing Joke and thought it was
baller.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I talk about The Dark Knight so much because I love Heath Ledger in that. And I mean he's sort of the de facto, and I want to like experience other people. And
sure,
we watched The Batman like 3 weeks ago. My wife had never seen it, so we watched
Batman?
It with
Batman Begins.
Jack Nicholson.
Oh, Batman. Got it.
Not the Batman?
1989 Batman.
1989 Batman. And like Jack does a great job.
Yep. It's a very different Joker.
He's not right, and it's not better than Heath Ledger or Mark Hamill. I don't think.
I don't know. It's such a different movie. Like the landscape of the movie is completely different.
Sure.
Like Bruce Wayne, Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne is not Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne.
Right.
Like they're the same character by name.
Uh-huh.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Like it's just a very different landscape. I think that what Tim Burton did with Batman and how he envisioned it, and what Christopher Nolan did with Batman and how he envisioned it, it creates two different types of character sets. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's hard to say who is the best Joker, who is the best Batman. It's easy to say who's the worst Batman.
Sure.
George Clooney. Who is the worst Batman, also Val Kilmer.
That's what I was just going to say. Like, I mean, like, if it's George Clooney, then, like, a half inch above him is Val Kilmer.
Yeah. A half inch on, like, 1,000-foot scale. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, to say who is the best, like, we have a couple greats. With Mark Hamill, the reason I say Mark Hamill is because I feel that Mark Hamill does the best interpretation of the comic book Joker. When I read the Joker in the comic book, I hear Mark Hamill. Mm-hmm. I don't hear Christian Bale. I don't hear, or not Christian Bale, Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
I don't hear Jack Nicholson. I hear Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
When I read Batman in the comics, I don't hear George Clooney or Val Kilmer.
Where does Jared Leto fit into that?
He doesn't.
Is he the worst Joker?
I don't think we've seen enough to say he's the worst. I've not seen the director's cut or the extended cut of Suicide Squad.
I'd like to see it.
I think Jared Leto will be better when we have more to consume. Because he had his shining moments. The whole scene in the club did nothing for me.
No.
It actually did negative things for me.
I didn't understand the hand thing. He had the tattoo of the smile on his...
Yeah.
Like...
I don't know.
Anyway, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about... I don't know where Leonardo DiCaprio comes into this either. Because apparently he's going to be on... they're going to do like a...
Like a gangster Joker movie?
I just think Gangs of New York, kind of.
Well, yeah, like gangster... Like, good... Like, Godfather gangster.
Oh, yeah?
Like Jack Nicholson...
Like
gangster
Joker. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. That's just the only place I can see it going. But
He's not maniacal enough. I mean,
I don't know, man.
I mean, maybe he will be. I don't know, but
I just think like Django Unchained. Like Django Unchained, Leonardo DiCaprio's character in that movie is so... He's such a firecracker. Mm-hmm. He's very calm. He's very collected. He's very smooth talking. And then he just friggin' snaps. And like the scene where he like cuts his hand open.
And actually cut his hand
cut his hand open and just like acted through that. Like I see that kind of stuff being a good like dark Joker. Like Heath Ledger comparable Joker. On the darkness scale.
So if he's gonna do that, then I'd say Jared Leto is still trying to do that, and he's not as good at it as Leo would be, and as Heath Ledger was.
I think that Jared Leto fits between, on the scale of crazy, I think he fits between, like, Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson. Not on the scale of goodness, but on the scale of crazy.
Right.
Jack Nicholson was maniacal, but, like, aha! Like, like, carnival crazy.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger is, like... the darkest corner you have at the asylum crazy.
Yeah.
And I think that Jared Leto bounces between the two.
So where's Mark Hamill then? Is that a different scale altogether?
Well, I think that Mark Hamill...
Or is he like carnival crazy?
Is carnival crazy, but he has the like maniacal capabilities of Heath Ledger.
He just spans the spectrum.
He does. He does. And that's why I think he is the best Joker, because like when you watch The Killing Joke and you see like Murder World, that's not it. That's Arcade from X-Men.
I don't remember what it's called.
Whatever the theme park is called, the amusement park. Like, that is absolutely insane. And that is Mark Hamill's Joker to me. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was a lot.
I like these little discussions. I think it's like just interesting.
I agree.
And it would be fun to hear from the listeners. It'd be cool to hear who you think the best Joker is and why.
Who your favorite Joker is?
Who your favorite Joker is?
Jokowitz.
Jokowitz.
Nah.
Pineapple.
Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, is coming out on Friday. If you're not a gamer, that's fine. I'll tell you about it. Wolfenstein is a game that came out like 35 years ago. If you remember the Windows screensaver of like the brick maze, that's loosely based on Wolfenstein's appearance, which is a lot of fun. I love Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein is basically what would happen if the Nazis won the video game.
Yeah.
It is a giant B-movie video game about the Nazis. Like,
love it.
The umpteenth Reich of the Nazis that is in power and blah, 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 blah. It's awesome. I am so excited about this. There are no reviews for the new game yet. It hasn't even come out yet. But the hype is all the way turned up. The hype is at 11. Wolfenstein: The New Order was the last game that came out. It came out in 2014, 2015, something like that. Got a 7.8 at IGN, 79% at Metacritic, and 8 at GameStop. It is a super, super fun game. I have actually been playing through it the last couple weeks, and it's so good. It's so good.
I need to come over here and play it because I never played the original. I would like to play.
Well, Wolfenstein: The New Order is the new Xbox One title. It's the newest game.
Yeah.
But you're more than welcome to. It's a great time. New Colossus comes out on Friday.
Right.
Read a really cool article today. So one of the things that's outstanding about Wolfenstein is the story mode. I mean, you play Wolfenstein for the incredible story. They have an outstanding writing staff. I mean, these people are brilliant, and it's really interesting. It's a lot of sci-fi. It's a little bit of a little bit of history, mostly a lot of historical fiction.
Age of Empires.
Almost entirely historical fiction. Almost entirely historical sci-fi. But it's super fun. The story's excellent. Like I said, I've been playing The New Order for the last couple weeks. Like an hour here, couple hours there. Michael Ann was awesome enough to let me play video games for 5 hours last weekend. So I played The New Order the whole time. I still have not beat the story mode.
Wow.
The story mode in these games are crazy long. And I like multiplayer. I do. I love multiplayer. I did a lot of multiplayer, won some money playing multiplayer games online. Love that. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, does not have a multiplayer mode.
What?
Because it would take away from the story mode.
That's nuts.
That is a game I want to own.
Yeah.
Like when a game designer says, or game developer says, hey, we don't want to do an online mode because this story has so much potential that we don't want to remove space that the game takes up to create a garbage online multiplayer option. Bethesda does the Wolfenstein games. Bethesda of Fallout, of Skyrim, of Dishonored. Games with outstanding story modes. I mean, Dishonored was one of the first truly excellent Xbox 360 games that was like a choose your destiny.
Okay.
Based on your play style, there were different outcomes to the game. Which...
That's cool.
Yeah, super awesome. Skyrim, huge game. Fallout, huge game. Wolfenstein has been amazing. And I could not be more excited for Wolfenstein 2. And I like it because it doesn't make me pay $70 a year for a subscription that I'll use for 20 days.
Right.
Which is nice. But I'm really excited about it. Pick it up this Friday. You're going to want to, I think. Pineapple.
I don't know how to follow that. You're so passionate.
Man.
That's amazing.
It's recency bias.
I saw a cool trailer today.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Liar.
Nope, not lying. We're gonna talk more about we're gonna talk more about Netflix shows that are awesome in the upcoming Topic Thunder episode
On Monday.
But I want to talk about a new show. It's coming out in November. I had not heard of this before, and I like to keep up with things. And I think maybe they're just keeping it a little bit under the collar, under the covers. I don't know the idiom I'm trying to get to right now. You got some sweet glasses on, bro.
Thanks.
This show is called Godless.
Yep.
I'll read the synopsis real quick. Godless follows the fates of Frank Griffin and his murderous gang, of Roy Good, the member who turned against them, and of LaBelle, the town full of women who must defend themselves when they get caught in the crossfire. Welcome to Godless country. Godless is... Gotta cut this part out. Godless is a Western, and it's a Western about sort of about like men versus women, kind of.
So women killed all the men in their town.
Or something.
Something.
Or they just all banded together because the men weren't like good.
Something killed all the men in the town.
Yeah. Jeff Daniels, not Jeff Bridges.
Of Dumb and Dumber.
Of Dumb and Dumber and The Newsroom. He can do both comedy and
drama.
Yeah.
He was a president in something.
Yeah, he was.
Adams.
Yep. I don't know.
I think he was Adams in like a John Adams mini series on TV.
I found this trailer on Geek Tyrant, and Geek Tyrant said Jeff Bridges, and I got super excited.
Man, Geek Tyrant has gotten so sloppy.
They
lately.
are so sloppy.
I read an article today. There were two spelling mistakes in the headline.
Tighten up, Geek Tyrant.
Tighten up.
Anyway, Stop it. Jeff Daniels is the bad guy. He's Frank Griffin, leader of the murderous gang. Michelle Dockery, who is Lady Mary from Downton Abbey. She is one of the main characters in the.
That was
in the
Paul
Woman's Town.
Giamatti.
No, you're not. Yeah, that's Paul Giamatti. No, yeah. And then Jack O'Connell, who looks completely different than what I recognized him for, but he was Louis Zamperini in Unbroken. He had like super dark hair.
Yeah.
And but he's got like blonde hair in this and looks really cool. He's the like good guy that's living in LaBelle, the women town, and they're trying to
The women town,
and they're trying to protect him from Roy Good. I think this looks phenomenal. I love.
It looks very good.
I love westerns.
It's a 6-episode miniseries.
Yeah, Westworld kind of scratched my like western itch.
Right, but it was
But
very
it was
sci-fi.
Very sci-fi. This is not sci-fi at all. This is very much like 6 shooters and horses and not. Well, I guess we don't know.
That we know.
Yeah.
Gods and Generals. That's what it was.
Oh yeah.
Jeff Daniels, Gods
Okay.
and Generals.
Glad you looked that up.
That was gonna kill me. That was gonna literally ruin my night.
Anyway, Godless. Check it out. You can YouTube that word and you'll find the trailer.
Yeah, Godless Netflix trailer 2017.
They've got a sweet
Official.
song. They got a sweet
Yeah,
song. in
Nico
the
Vega.
background. Nico Vega, Bang Bang.
She shot me down.
She shot me down.
My baby shot me down, actually. From the Bonnie and Clyde, also miniseries.
Right, from like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
On history and
With Amelie Hirsch.
that's how you say that. Yeah. Anyway, it's just got a cool vibe to it. Go check it out. Looks sweet. Pineapple.
Justice League is coming out next month. And here's some good news.
Yippee!
Here's some good news. We don't have to sit through a forever long movie.
That's good news.
Shortest movie in DCEU history, actually.
It's literally 20 minutes shorter than any of the others.
Yes. Man of Steel that kicked it off with the Superman travesty.
A limp into the DCEU.
The theatrical cut was 143 minutes.
Yeah. That fight scene at the end was like 12 of those.
BVS DOJ theatrical cut 151 minutes. Hour and a half.
I remember
or
my-
2.5 hours.
I
rather.
remember my butt getting tired in the theater. Like,
2.5
'cause you were
hours.
sitting so long.
The extended cut of BVS DOJ was 183 minutes.
Yeah.
That's 3 hours and 3 minutes. Wonder Woman 141 minutes.
I would not have made that shorter though.
No, I thought it was great.
Every minute of that movie was used.
Yes.
Like it was phenomenal.
and it was worth watching.
Yeah.
Justice League is going to be 121 minutes. It's going to be just over 2 hours.
This feels incongruent to me.
Here's my take. Here's my hot take. Hashtag hot take.
Hashtag hot take.
Zack Snyder is not involved with this movie in any capacity.
Hasn't been for like 5 months.
Joss Whedon came in and reshot a bunch of stuff. I guarantee you, Zack Snyder shot a bunch of stuff. It was like, okay, we're going to start this scene out with 30 seconds of you just staring at each other without saying a word. There's going to be the sweet camera pan. There's going to be a really heavy vignette around it. It's
Probably
gonna be really
a really
dark.
slow explosion.
Yeah, we'll have this backwards version of like Dolly Parton playing in the background in a minor key, diminished key.
So it changes your perception of Dolly Parton even?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to have, oh my gosh, we're going to have Billie Holiday sing it. She's dead. Okay, we're going to have somebody sing it. It's going to be crazy. And Joss Whedon came in and was just like,
No, I'm not going to do that.
yeah, we're not going to do any of that. We're going to start the scene with that dialogue. That's how that's going to work.
And he just slashed like 40 minutes from it or something.
Yeah, he shaved 40 minutes off by cutting out scene by scene of completely useless film. Like unhelpful, non-additory, made it up.
Sure.
Film.
Yeah.
No value at all. And he just was like, yeah, we're not going to do that. That's my take. That's my guess.
How long was the first Avengers movie?
2 hours? 2:15 maybe ish.
2.37 hours, which doesn't tell me anything.
Just over 220. 220 ish.
2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So 140.
0.33
So
is a third.
140 minutes. So 20 minutes longer than that. I guess it just feels incongruent because, and not that they have to be the same, whatever. But it's the quote unquote the beginning, even though we know now that there may not be any more.
Right.
Justice League movie,
That
DCEU,
no more
like,
congruency.
whatever that is.
Yeah.
Who knows what they're gonna do with the franchise after this? But like, this is your introduction into the team.
Yep.
It just feels like it should be longer than 2 hours.
Well, in fairness, we're only getting introduced to 2 new characters.
But we only got 3 new characters in Avengers.
But they all had to come together.
They'll have to come together here.
They all came together like.
DOJ.
Yeah, well, Batman did all his investigating in DOJ. All he's got to do is like go talk to him.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
yeah,
not,
and we've seen little snippets of yeah. I guess that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah, so I mean, I think on the hand that you made the hand. The point that you made, I think, is absolutely true. That this is a healthy thing for this movie.
Yes.
I just think for like the team banding together, kind of like existential, like meta view of a movie that would bring characters together like that, it should probably be longer than 2 hours. I don't know. Maybe it's not. But,
yeah, I don't know. The way I look at it is we're getting 2 new characters.
Yeah.
And a villain. And the last thing I need in my entire freaking life is to sit through another ridiculously long DCEU movie with 3 hours of setup and 6 minutes of action.
Fair.
6 minutes of climax to close.
I think we basically got 6 minutes of action in the trailer.
Yeah.
You know, like they like smashed 6 minutes of action.
Right.
And they're all riding the cars and they're jumping through things and they're like traveling everywhere. And like that trailer is all action, other than the Flash saying, "I need friends." You know,
right,
like
yeah.
So
I need friends.
I hope it's really exciting. I want it to be really good.
Same.
Yeah.
Pineapple.
I don't know.
That's it. Comes out in spring. Or not spring. 2 months. 1 month. Month and change.
That is the heart of winter.
The next one's spring, but we'll talk about that. Pineapple.
Oh, so this is fun. Stranger Things comes out tomorrow.
Yes, it does.
Tomorrow when you're listening to this. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow. But tomorrow on the 27th.
Right. Friday.
Friday, the 27th of October.
Yeah, just say Friday.
Friday. It's Friday. Friday. It's not. It's Thursday right now. You muted me. Did you unmute me?
I did unmute you. Yeah.
Okay.
I muted the mic because I don't think I need a reason, actually.
I think it was self-explanatory.
I think it was very well deserved.
Stranger Things comes out on Friday, October 27th, and I'm really excited.
You should be.
I'm very excited.
I'm very excited.
I mean, this isn't a long pineapple point, but so Amy and I, my wife and I, had a discussion. What do we do? Do we watch it all on Friday because we're really excited about it? Do we wait until Tuesday, Halloween? watch it all? Because that sounds like something we would do on Halloween. Because it sounds like fun. Because we're not going to go trick-or-treating.
Yeah, we're going to turn our porch light off.
Yeah. And close our blinds.
Yeah, and watch Netflix.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I kind of feel like it would be fun to like get a group, like our group of friends, and say everybody watch the first 6 episodes before Tuesday night, and then Tuesday night we're all gonna come over to our house and watch the last 3 episodes
and watch
together.
6 hours.
3. There's only 9. There's only 9 episodes.
Oh, I thought it was 12.
I looked it up today to make sure the math was right.
I know that.
9 episodes. So watch the first 6 over the weekend.
I was like,
and then,
geez, man, that's a work night.
I know.
What is wrong with you?
So that's why I wouldn't watch any more than like 3 because it's gonna take forever. We're gonna want to talk about them in between each one and bathroom breaks and anyway,
popcorn.
Anyway, I that sounds fun to me. I want our friend group to do that. Does that sound like fun to you? Do you want to come to my house and do that with me?
Are you cornering me on the podcast right now?
Chris, you should totally do that.
So I was on a
What is your plan for watching Stranger Things?
I was on a conference call the other day. It wasn't the other day. It was like 2 months ago. And this woman, one of our sales reps, really wanted my director to come out to like go to this client meeting. And he said, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry. I said, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry. We get on a call like an hour later with the client, and she asks Dan, my director, "You're coming, right?"
Oh no!
So did what you just did, and cornered him into saying yes on a conference call in front of the client.
You're coming to my house on
You're
Tuesday
coming
night, right?
to watch Stranger Things, right? I have to record a podcast on Tuesday.
You know,
I certainly do.
we can do it over the weekend. I'll do it with you.
I don't want to do it with you.
Screw you, man. I want to do that podcast with you, man.
We're doing this podcast right now.
We are doing this right
We
now.
have to let the other hosts
Answer my
play.
question. What's your plan for watching?
I have no
Stranger Things?
idea.
You have no. I just thought everybody should have a plan because it's like really exciting.
I have no idea. My plan is to sit, turn on the TV,
Right.
select Stranger Things,
Right.
and click play. That's my plan.
Thanks for like being my buddy and come on up with plans with me. Appreciate
Anytime.
that. Yeah.
Anytime.
Pineapple.
Last pineapple point of the day. Ben Mendelsohn is currently in
Love
talks.
Ben Mendelsohn. Oh my gosh, I love Ben Mendelsohn.
We're not recording a Topic Thunder. I'm done. So Ben Mendelsohn is currently in talks to play the villain in Captain Marvel, or Captain Marvel, according to our notes.
Yep.
Ben Mendelsohn played Krennic in Rogue One. If you're not into the Rogue One kind of thing, he played Danny Rayburn in Bloodline.
Yep.
There's not really a lot. This is also a short pineapple point, but he don't really know who he's going to be playing at Comic-Con San Diego Comic-Con. Marvel announced that there will be Skrulls in Captain Marvel, so I'm going to guess that he's going to be some Skrull. Not really sure exactly who, but that's where all the fingers are pointing, which would be really neat because it's a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
So.
And he's kind of like a creepy dude.
Yeah, he's kind of a super creepy. He has potential to be a super creepy dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's like really nice in real life, but you know.
Maybe. Who can say?
Hollywood.
Right.
Holly weird, am I right?
You're so right.
Yeah.
Anyways, Captain Marvel is coming out in spring 2019.
Yeah.
So we got plenty of time to figure out who's going to be who, what villain he's going to be, talk trash about the villain that he's going to be, and then get really excited about the villain that he's going to be after we see the first trailer.
The movie's set in the 90s too, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Cool.
So it'll be neat. I'm excited to learn more about old Benny Ben. See who he's going to be.
That's probably not going to be his name.
It might be.
I don't know. We actually
he's
don't have any confirmation about that.
He's a shapeshifter, so who can say? But spring 2019, we'll talk more about it later.
Cool.
Pinapula. Anana.
Banana.
Anana is how you say
Potato.
anana is how you say pineapple in French,
French. I should know that.
I think. Yeah, and potato is pomme de terre. It means apple of the earth, which is fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, completely irrelevant to anything we talk about on this show.
Pamplemousse.
Pamplemousse.
Grapefruit.
Baguette. That's just baguette.
Fromage.
Cheese.
Bonjour.
Boof. Shia the Beef. That is his name. Anyways, outro time. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. Check out our website, betweenthecounts.com. Link out to our social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Buy our book with our through our account.
Stream the episodes online. Buy stuff on our Amazon site. Sponsor the show in other ways if you so choose. Patreon or Satchel. And finally, subscribe. Tune in on Monday. We will be back. We will be talking about Netflix stuff some more, so it'll be fun. But you guys have a great weekend, and we will talk to you on Monday.
Bye-bye. Oh, baby, you got what I need. But you say he's just a friend. You say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need.